Hey everyone, how's it going? Yikes here, and we are back in our Arena of Valor video, and today we are going to be going over all of the warrior or solo laners in the Dark Slayer lane. So I actually made a poll last night and I asked you guys what kind of rune system or what kind of class you guys want me to do my first video on, and a lot of you guys said do the warriors. So today we're going to be going over all the warriors and the enchantment system that I'm using for them. So I actually spent a lot of time going over all the enchantment system, learn them, and basically learn which to use. And these are the ones that I'm personally using. If you guys want to make your own, you can read them off and try to do your own build, but these are the ones I really think they're good for my characters and my playstyle, and these are the ones that I'm going to be using. So first we're gonna go over Zaffis. He's kind of like a jungle assassin guy, but I see a lot of people sometimes use him in the Dark Slayer lane, so we're just gonna start with him. As you guys can see, for our first gem we're gonna be using the Lokheim, so this is my main rune system for him. And then we're gonna be using the Devour for the level 1, which is gonna give us HP when we kill someone, and also it's gonna give us mana as well. And then I actually gave him resistance instead of damage, because I know a lot of times when you are actually on Zaffis or any kind of assassin, a lot of people jump on you and just like CC you and everything. So this resistance is pretty good for him. If you guys build Gilda Greaves as well, you're gonna have about 45% resistance, which is pretty nice, and you could possibly escape. And then we have the Devil's Awakening for the red version of the gems. So this one basically reduces all the CDs. So whenever you use your ultimate, it's gonna basically reduce all your skills, and it's gonna keep giving you cooldowns for your skills, so you could keep bursting them down and keep using it. And then right here for the secondary, I'm gonna be using the Valor Rune, and I'm gonna be using the Scared Beat. So this one actually reduces the cooldown for the ultimate by 10%, so this is pretty good for the early game. Zaffis has high ultimate cooldown in the early game, so having this could possibly help you guys to reduce that. And then for the third one, I'm using Afata. I'm using it because a lot of times when you guys are playing assassin, you're always like diving people on their towers, like the marksmen. So sometimes they overextend and sometimes they just sit on their tower. So basically what you want to do is like dive them under the tower. So this helps you guys if you're close to any tower, you're gonna take reduced damage against the enemy heroes, which is pretty nice. So as you guys can see, you're gonna gain an additional 15 resistance and 10% damage reduction against enemy heroes. So if they have 2 or 3 people under the tower and they're hitting you, it's gonna get reduced. So that's pretty nice as well. And so that's basically about it about Zaffis. But also I just wanted to give you guys one more option for you guys. So this is basically to reduce his cooldown. So if you guys want to reduce it, you can do that. But you could also use this one, Curse of Death. I see a lot of people actually use this as well. This helps you to burst down people. It's gonna basically, if you hit someone for about 3 to 4 times, it's gonna actually deal like a lot of damage. So I see a lot of people who go into the jungle with him use this one instead of that one. But for side lane, I think this is a lot better, because you're gonna be you're not gonna have the soul reverb, which is gonna give you like the cooldown. So this is gonna be pretty neat when you guys use your ultimate and everything, so you're gonna get all of your skills back. But if you guys go into the jungle and you're building soul reverb and you want more damage than what you have already, you could possibly use this rune, and I'm gonna talk about that later when I make an assassin video tomorrow. So that's basically everything about Zaffis and his rune. And then we're gonna move on to Ormar. Ormar is kind of like a tank support warrior now, and with the new rune system he kind of became better, so we're gonna be going over him in the side lane. So again, we're gonna be using the Lokheim Arcana or the runes for him, and then the same thing, we're gonna use Devour. So if you kill someone or assist, you're gonna get HP lost and mana back. And then I'm gonna be actually using Bone Cutter again, which is a resistance for the second tier of my Lokheim. So this is pretty nice as well. He can go in and just basically fight everything with this resistance that he's gonna be getting. And then we're gonna be using the Desperate Duel, which is gonna give him basically a lot of health back, and he's gonna do a lot of damage as he gets stacks on people. So basically when you reach 10 stacks, you're gonna do more damage and you're gonna get like some of your health back, which is pretty nice. For his ultimate, he can just go in and get all of his health back. And then for my secondary runes, I'm going to be using Afata. For the first tier, I'm going to be using the Tower Blessing again. This one is pretty neat if you guys are diving under tower. I myself like to dive under tower a lot. If I see my jungler coming down to me, I go under the tower, I poke at the enemies. So this is pretty neat and it could help you out. And then for the second tier of my secondary one, I'm going Afata again, which is gonna give you guys basically HP as you guys kill minions or monsters. So basically, if you're near something, if you're near minions that they die and stuff, you're gonna get a lot of health. So you're gonna get 8 health points for stacks up to 100. So you could get 800 health maximum. So this is pretty decent, and this is especially good on the supports. If you guys are playing support and you are around people a lot, you're roaming, this is pretty decent and it could get you guys a lot of health early on into the game. And then for our third hero, we're gonna be going over Malek. So Malek still gonna be using Lokheim. And then right here, I'm still using Devourer. So this is pretty obvious. Malek has a cleave that could attack multiple enemies, and if you guys get that assist or the kill, you're gonna get a lot of your HP and mana back, which is pretty nice. And then we still gonna go resistance on him because he's kind of like a tank hero that needs resistance. And then we're gonna go to the Desperate Duel again. It's basically it's gonna give you guys movement speed and everything, and then once you hit up someone about 3 to 4 times, you're gonna get a lot of your health back, and which is pretty nice for him as well. You guys know that he has like a healing function, so that's pretty nice. And then for my secondary, I'm gonna be going the Scared Beat again. So this is gonna help him to have like faster cooldowns for his ultimate in the early game, unless you guys are gonna be building like Frostgate first item, but again, this is gonna still help you guys out. And then for the second tier of my secondary rune, I'm gonna be going Afata. Again, this is good for people who dive under towers. Malek is basically, his power is to dive people, so diving people on the tower is gonna help him out with this, and he's gonna be able to use his shield and tank a lot of damage with this Arcana or rune. And then we're gonna be going over Lulu. So this guy is all about speed and movement. So basically, we're gonna use Lokheim again. And then right here, we're gonna use the Shadow Blade. So every time you use the ability that has like a movement, it's gonna give you guys like bonus, and then when you guys stack up the bonus, you're gonna do extra damage. So that's pretty nice. I'm gonna be using resistance on him once again, so he can go around as easily as he wants. And then we're gonna use a Desperate Duel for the last tier of our rune page. Again, this one is gonna give you guys movement speed, and it's gonna give you guys health back once you guys keep hitting people. And then for my first tier of the second rune, we're gonna be going the cooldown. So again, the cooldown on Lulu until late game is pretty long, so this is gonna help him out in the early game, and he can get his ultimate out as fast. And then for the second tier of my second one, I'm gonna be going the Holy Verdict, which is gonna give him basically Magic Pierce and Armor Pierce, but he doesn't need the Magic Pierce really, so he needs the Armor Pierce, and that's the really important part for him. And then after Lulu, we are going to be going over to Zaffis. Zaffis is going to be using Lokheim as well in the side lane, and then we're going to build Devour on him. So basically, if he kills someone or assist again, he's going to get a lot of his health back. We're going to go on resistance for him as well, and then we're going to go Desperate Duel. So this one again is going to give him movement speed. He's going to be able to chase down people and get his health back. And then we're going to be using the Veta, and we're gonna use the one that actually reduces the damage. So you're gonna deal extra damage, 3% extra damage, but you're also gonna get 2% back if you're a marksman. But if you are a melee, which is Zaffis, you're gonna get only 1% back. So that's pretty decent. You're gonna do more damage, so it's gonna make him more assassin type of hero in the side lane. And then for the second tier, we're just gonna go Veta again, and we're just gonna build the Holy Verdict so we can do Armor Pierce damage. Even though Zaffis does true damage, when you guys use some of the skills in the early game, you still kind of need that. But if you guys think that you're gonna be able to spam your ult and use everything like that, I think you could kind of like go towards the Reaper's Blessing, which is basically Death Sickle. So this could be pretty good for you guys if you're gonna be diving, or this could be good as well, but I prefer to use that one and basically do the damage if I don't have my ultimate still. Anyways, for our sixth one, we're gonna be going over Ivory. So Ivory is all about the movement again, so we're gonna be going the Shadow Blade on her, and then we're gonna go Bone Cutter for the resistance, so we can just basically escape any fights that we want. With the resistance, we are not gonna be able to get stun and stuff if we build ourselves correctly. And then I'm gonna be going Devil's Awakening again for the ultimate to just reduce my abilities when I ult on people, so this is pretty nice again. And also you could use the Curse of Death on her, but I prefer to reduce the cooldowns when I use my ultimate, so I can possibly escape if I use my dashes to get in. So if you guys use your dashes to get in, of course there's going to be a cooldown on it, but again, if you use your ultimate, the cooldown is going to go down and you could possibly escape the fight. But again, if you guys want to do a lot of damage, Curse of Death could be yours and you could possibly use that. And then for my second tiers, I'm going to be using the Scared Beat again for 10% cooldown reduction on my ultimate, and then I'm going to be using Afata to just basically give her the movement speed in the river and HP regeneration in the river for about 5 seconds. So whenever she goes into the river, she's going to get that buff. So that's about Ivory. She's a pretty good assassin right now. She does a lot of burst, but there is better characters than her. So let's just go over Scud now. Scud, he's kind of special to me because if you guys didn't know, I kind of main Scud, and like I feel like I'm one of the best Scud players in this game. So this is for my playstyle and this is the default one, so let me just go over it. So here we're gonna be using for my playstyle, which I really just go in, assassinate people, just roam around, hit everybody. I'm gonna be using the axe, so this basically does more damage, but you also receive more damage, and it's 1%, so it's not even that much. And then the second tier is gonna be the Holy Verdict again, where you do armor pierce, so that's pretty decent for Scud. He's gonna be doing a lot of damage. And then we have the Holy Thunder. As you guys know, I made a Violet video. Every time you use your first attack or ability, you're gonna do a lot of extra burst damage, and the cooldown is for it is 15 seconds. It's not even that bad, so I think this is pretty decent on Scud. I played on him and he does a lot of damage. And then this is the important part as well. So Lokhheim, you're gonna be doing extra damage with your attacks and abilities, so this is pretty neat. Just imagine it's got second skill with this skill, and the Holy Thunder, when he punches someone, it's just gonna explode people, so this is pretty nice. And then for the second one, we're still gonna go attack damage, so we do more damage. And now let's just go to the default one. So this is a default one that I think a lot of people would like to use. That's just my playstyle, so this is a default one. So the default one is gonna be Lokhheim going into the Raging Inferno, which is again more attack damage when you use abilities or auto attacks. And then again the Deadly Claw, which is gonna give you attack damage. And then the Curse of Death, where I told you guys when you stack on people, it's gonna do a lot of burst and it's gonna basically explode them. So this is pretty nice on him as well. And then we're gonna be using the Veta for his second tiers, where he's gonna deal more damage and then take more damage. And then we're gonna basically just do one more armor pierce for him. So this is pretty nice for Scud as well, but the first one is the one that I like, that I use. So if you guys want to use the same thing as I do, just copy that one. Now we're gonna be going over Kil'Goroth. Kil'Goroth needs a lot of healing, so we're gonna be going over to him starting with Devour. So Devour gives him health loss and mana loss when he assists or kill anyone. We know how hard it is for Kil'Goroth to kill someone, so having that and getting a lot of health and mana back is pretty nice. And then here we're gonna be going Deadly Claw instead of Resistance. If you guys notice, I go Resistance on a lot of heroes, but right here we're gonna go Deadly Claw because Kil'Goroth's ultimate basically allows him to resist anything in the map, so he really doesn't need this. So that's basically my analogy of that. So we're gonna be going damage with him. And again, the Desperate Duel is gonna help him to get a lot of health back when he keeps stacking on people. And this thing is literally like super broken on Kil'Goroth just because how fast he auto attacks and how fast he's gonna heal back. And then for his second tiers, we're gonna be going Afata. This one helps him to basically move faster and rotate faster, get a lot of health back in the river. And then we're gonna be going Vera for the second one, and we're gonna be using the ultimate reduction, which is gonna enable him to ultimate faster. So that's basically about it. Kilgrad, that's my favorite runes on him. Now we're gonna move on to Terra. Terra, same thing again, she needs a lot of healing. This time we're gonna be going Devour on her as well, but instead of attack damage, we're gonna be going the 10% resistance on her, because she's like a tank hero that goes under towers and everything. And again, we're gonna go Desperate Duel, where she's gonna be able to attack people and get her health loss back. And then for the second tiers, we're gonna be going Tower Blessing. So once you guys jump under any tower, you're gonna get this buff where you're gonna be taking 15% resistance and 10% damage less. So I know as a Terra player, I be like going under towers and attacking everyone, so this is pretty good for you guys. And then right here, we're gonna be going the second tier of Afata, which is gonna help you guys to have 10% increased healing effects, and if you are less than 50, it's gonna increase it by 10% more. And this also applies to like any kind of items or talents you guys have, so this is pretty good as well. And now we're gonna go back here and we're gonna go to Yena. I know a lot of people wanted to know Yena, so this is really nice as well. So she's all about movement as well, and she has a lot of dashes and stuff. So whenever she uses this, she's gonna be able to burst people down with her first skill. And then we're gonna go to Deadly Claw. She doesn't really need resistance again. When you guys ultimate with her, she's gonna go into her Deadly Stance mode, where she's not gonna be like CC'd anymore. She's not gonna take any kind of control effect or anymore. So just having her do more damage is way better than resistance. And then Desperate Duel again, she's gonna be able to help like basically heal everything back. So again, you guys could also use this one or use this other one where you're gonna be able to burst people down. I kind of prefer this one, so I'm able to heal and sustain people. But if you guys think you're not gonna be able to land like 10 stacks to people, I think you guys should possibly use this one, which is gonna be able to help you guys burst people down. And I kind of prefer this as well, but this one is pretty nice as well, but we're just gonna keep going with this one instead, I guess. And then right here, as you guys can see, we're gonna have the river buff for her as well. So whenever we are rotating and stuff, when we are fighting in the jungle or the river, we are gonna be able to have increased movement speed and the health once again. Then we're gonna have Vera and do the 3% increased damage, and she's gonna take even more damage as well. So this is pretty nice for her, and that's gonna be the Yena runes. And then we're gonna be going towards Ryoma. So Ryoma, again, we're gonna use the kill or assist. Is gonna basically give him mana back. So this is pretty interesting as well. You could also change it up to this one, where your normal attacks in the build is gonna do more damage, but I prefer this one more on him because I usually build him tanky, so I'm not gonna have a lot of damage to end people, and then my teammates come in and steal my kills. So it's gonna be really easy for you guys to get your health back if you use this. And then right here, we're just gonna go resistance on him, because sometimes like Murad or Nakra just gets on him, just like CCs him to death. So it's really good for him to be able to escape using this. And then we're gonna be using the Curse of Death on him. I think this one is pretty important on him as well. So this one allows him to do a lot of bursts and explosions. So this helps him a lot whenever he uses his ultimate. So I think that's the best one to use on him. And then we're gonna be going Afata for him, so he's gonna be able to rotate through the river and get some health back with movement speed. So that's pretty nice. And then again, we're gonna be using the axe for his second one, so he does basically extra damage and takes a little bit extra damage back as well. And then right here, we're gonna be going on to Arthur. So Arthur is pretty interesting as well. I kind of like diving with him, so I'm gonna be using the Killer Assist Resource Restore HP one, and then I'm gonna be using the resistance one, because as you guys know, Arthur likes to run, like he likes to run around and attack people, so having that resistance for him is pretty nice. And again, we're gonna be using the Curse of Death, so he does a lot of damage and explosions when he uses his ultimate and just runs at people. And then I'm gonna be using the axe again to do more damage. And then we're gonna be going Afata, so we get that HP and movement speed when we are going to rotate to our teammates. And then for Wukong's side lane, we're gonna be using the Inferno Raid, so we do more damage with our skills and auto attacks. Then we're gonna be using the Deadly Claw, so we do even more damage. And the Devil's Awakening, which is the one that resets his ultimate. So basically, whenever he uses his ultimate, his second skill and first skill is gonna come back. It's gonna give you guys more options to leave fights and also do more damage. So that's pretty nice for him. And then we're gonna be using the Veta for him, so he does more damage to people. And then once again, we're gonna be going Veta, the second tier, which is gonna give him 12% increased chance from equipment. So basically, whatever items you guys buy, you're gonna get increased 12% by it. So if you buy a Crit Arcana that has like 100% crit rate, you're gonna get 12% off 100%, which is gonna be what, like 112. So that's basically what it means. And now we're gonna be going over to Batman. Batman again is a burst hero, so we need him to do this all this burst damage. And then we're gonna be using the Curse of Death again, where he does a lot of damage on his abilities. We're gonna be building the axe on him again, so he does more damage. And here we're gonna be going over to the armor pierce side of things as well. So I think I'm really extending this video by explaining everything, so I'm just gonna cut it down and basically just go a little bit over things and not just explain everything. Also, I'm getting tired of talking, so, and I don't want to bore you guys, so we're just gonna go over things. So again, we're gonna go Devour for the HP, the resistance, so he can move around faster. We're gonna get this one, so reduces skills when we use the ultimate. We're gonna be using the axe, so we do more damage and take a little bit more damage. And we're gonna be going the Reaver, so whenever we are roaming around, we're gonna be able to get more movement speed. That's really important on Superman. And for Murad side lane players, I don't know why you guys would do this, but if you're gonna play Murad, he's all about the movement and dashes. So you use this one, you do the Deadly Claw, so you do more damage, and Devil's Awakening, so whenever you use your ultimate, if people are trying to jump on you, you're gonna be able to have your other skills to be able to escape. You're gonna use the axe to do more damage, and then we're gonna be using the second tier of Veta again to do more armor pierce damage. Now we're gonna be going over to our boy Arduin, so the runes are pretty sick on him. When he supports, even better. So we're gonna be using this one. We're gonna use Loki. We're gonna do where he kills or assists, he's gonna get HP and mana back. We're gonna do the resistance for him because he's literally tanky, and we're gonna do the desperate duel, so if he's he's in a duel and he's fighting people, he's gonna get his health back. So I think this is really good for him instead of the other ones. And then right here we're gonna be using the Veta, so he does more damage. And then we're gonna use the Tower Blessing, so when we dive people on the tower, it helps him a lot. Alright, so from Arduin, we're gonna move on to Max. Max got a huge buff from these runes, so as you guys can see, if you kill someone or assist anyone, you're gonna get HP back. So we're gonna give him the resistance, and we're gonna give him the Curse of Death, so when we hit people, they're gonna get exploded, take a lot of damage. We're gonna build the axe on him, so he does 3% more damage as well. And then we're gonna give him the tower one, so he takes less damage from enemies who are attacking him on the tower when you use your ultimate. Then we're gonna be going over Emily again. She's all about the damage, so we're gonna go with the Devourer once again. We're gonna go with the Deadly Claw for the damage, and we're gonna go for the Desperate Duel, so whenever she ultimates and she goes in and she's fighting, she can get all of the movement speed and a lot of health back. Then we're gonna be going with the Veta once again with the axe, so we get that extra 3% damage. And we're gonna give her the River buff, where she's gonna be able to move around fast and get a lot of health back. And if you guys didn't know, her passive is that when she's not in a fight, she's gonna get health and mana back. So this is gonna basically help her out a lot as well. So for our next one, we're gonna be going over our boy Viro. So Viro, we're gonna be using a lot of damage as well for him in the side lane. I don't think I really want to play him tanky in the side lane, so we're gonna go damage. And basically whenever he's fighting someone, he's gonna get movement speed, so he's gonna be able to chase people down. Or if you guys want to do a burst combo, you could use this one. So if you guys prefer this one, you could go that one. And then we're gonna go the River buff for him, so he can rotate around and just push people around and stuff. And then we're gonna do the axe on him as well, so he does extra 3 damage. So that's basically about Viro. Now we're gonna go to Astrid. Astrid is pretty interesting. She got a huge buff again from these as well. She's gonna be able to basically get health back whenever she attacks people. We're gonna use Deadly Claw to do more attack damage, and then the Desperate Duel. So when we fight people, we're gonna be able to health back and have movement speed to chase them down. And then for the secondary ones, I'm gonna be going Vera again, so we get that cooldown ability for ourselves, so we can spam your ultimate. As you guys know, her ultimate has the most damage, like it has a pretty huge true damage, so getting that back as soon as possible is pretty good for her. And then for the second tier, we're gonna go Tower Blessing, and when you guys go under the tower, you're gonna be able to take less damage from people, which is pretty nice. And that's like Astrid usually goes under towers to dive people, so that's pretty good for her. And now for Zuka, he's all again, it's about mobility and doing damage. So for the first one, we're gonna go Shadow Blade, so whenever we dash away and stuff, we're gonna stack up and do a burst damage. Right after that, we're gonna go Deadly Claw since he needs basically more damage, and we're gonna go Devil's Awakening for that reduce cooldowns. If you guys ultimate, you're gonna be able to use your shield again, you do your burst again. But if you guys want to just blow up people, you could use the Curse of Death one, so you can just blow up people and do a lot of damage. But I prefer to have this one instead of everything else, since I have like kind of like a passive Zuka playstyle. And then we're gonna be building the axe on him so he does more damage, and then the second part of the Vera where he does more armor pierce. And then Wonder Woman actually gets a pretty nice buff from this as well, so kills and assists gonna give her HP, the resistance is gonna help her out to move around more, and then the Devil's Awakening is gonna reset all her skills whenever she ultimates. And then for the yellow ones, we're gonna be using the one that gives her 10% cooldown reduction for her ultimate, and we're gonna use the Tower Blessing as well, so whenever she dives people under tower with her ultimate, she's gonna take less damage from the people. And then we're gonna be doing Omen. Omen gets a pretty nice buff as well. Right here, as you guys can see, I'm using the HP regen for him as well. We're gonna be using resistance since sometimes when he goes in, a lot of people just chase him down, so he needs that. We're gonna go Desperate Duel, so this can help him out when he's in a fight with all his stacks, just hitting people. He's gonna be able to heal everything back. And then we're gonna go the axe again. The axe is gonna give us 3% more damage, which is pretty nice. And we're gonna give him the green buff, the river buff, so whenever he's rotating, he's gonna be able to basically get a lot of health back and movement speed. And then Yibenet, he's gonna be pretty strong in the Dark Slayer lane as well. He's not gonna take like he's usually used in Dragon lane, but if you guys want to use it in Dark Slayer, he's pretty strong now. He's able to sustain a lot of assassins. So for the first one, we're going to be using Afata as the main rune. We're going to be going the tower one, so whenever we dive people with our ultimate, we take less damage. And then we're going to give him the regrowth, which is the healing one. It's going to give us increased healing effects. And then we're going to go Nature's Rage, which is going to basically explode whenever you guys stun or hit anyone with kind of slowdown or anything. It's gonna give you guys HP and it's gonna do explosion burn damage. And then we're gonna do the Lockheim Devour for him, so whenever he doesn't end up killing anyone and your teammates finish them off, you're gonna get a lot of health back. And I'm gonna be going the Vera cooldown one, so we get our ultimate faster from his skills. And then right here, we're gonna be going over to Roxy. So Roxy is gonna be using the axe, so she does more damage. And then we're gonna go with the blessing, so she does extra power from the equipment that she buys. And then we're gonna do the escape protection, which is gonna basically give you guys a shield, and it's gonna give you magic steal abilities. And if you guys know magic life steal, so if you guys didn't know, Roxy heals a lot of health back from just auto attacking people with her skills and using her first skill. So this is gonna help her a lot, and she's gonna be able to heal a lot of health back, basically gonna be unkillable. And then we're gonna be using the river buff for her, so she can roam around easily and get a few health and movement speed back, so she can chase people around. And again, we're gonna be using the increased healing effects for her, so she can go around and heal and sustain in team fights. And then right here, we're going to be going Richter. He's all about damage, so we're going to go the explosion damage. and then we're gonna do more damage, and we're gonna go ultimate reduction. So whenever we use our ultimate, we're gonna be able to go in, use our skills, and even do more damage. But again, if you guys want to burst people down, this could be yours as well. So if you guys want to go in, use our ultimate and hit people, burst them down, this is it. But if you guys have like a team kind of play style, you want to go with that one. So this one for now, we're just gonna equip this one, and then we're gonna go with the river bush for him. So he needs a lot of movement speed, and he already gets that from his river buff. So it's gonna be pretty interesting for him to work this out and move around as fast as possible. And then we're gonna go the axe, so we do 3% more damage. So that's basically about Richter. He's pretty nice as well in this update. We're gonna be going over Virus. Virus is literally broken in the solo lane as well, just because of the Devil's Awakening. She's all about the damage and assist, so we're gonna use that one. We're gonna give her resistance. Even though she gets CC immune, a lot of times people just gonna attack you, so they're gonna stun you, so you don't get your CC immunity from your passive. So this is pretty nice to help you out with that. And again, when she uses her ultimate, this is gonna reduce all the cooldowns on her skills, so this is gonna help her a lot. And then right here, we're gonna go Afata, so she can go over the river, move faster, get a lot of health back. And we're gonna use this one so she can get a lot of healing benefits. So whenever she lands her passive, she's able to heal more and more. And then right after that, we're gonna go over to Ferrentino. He's all about the damage and the burst, so we're gonna be building this one on him. And then we're gonna use Deadly Claw, and we're gonna use the Curse of Death to burst down people and do explosions and all that cool stuff. But I know a lot of people actually are going Devil's Awakening. I don't see the reasoning for that. Even though you use your ultimate, your skills are gonna be able to reset by themselves, so you really don't need this. So I'm gonna go with the Curse of Death. And then right here for the green one, we're gonna be using the movement speed again in the river, and where he gets health back. And then for the second part, we're gonna be going Nature's Gift again, where he's gonna be able to kill minions and get a lot of health stacks. And then right here, we're gonna be having Heroes. So Heroes is actually pretty decent now as well with all the life steal that he gets. So this is pretty nice for him. So the Devour, the kills and assist, and then more damage for him, so he gets more health back. And this is the Desperate Duel, so where he's gonna be able to go and fight people and do stacks, get movement speed, and he's gonna get a lot of health back. And then right here, we're gonna go Fatal, which is gonna give him movement speed in the river and health. And again, we're gonna do Regrowth, so he gets more healing effects whenever he uses his skills. Then we're gonna go with our girl Chi. So she's gonna be able to do be able to get HP loss back whenever she uses skills, whenever she kills or assists someone, I mean. And then we're gonna use Deadly Claw on her, so she's gonna be able to dish out more damage. We're gonna use Devil's Awakening, so whenever you use your ultimate, push back people, you're gonna be able to get the cooldowns reduced and use your skills more. And then we're gonna go Vera for the first one, so she does more damage. And then we're just gonna basically go the sprint one, so she's able to move around faster and chase people down and get a lot of health back. Now we're gonna move on to Marge. I know a lot of people use Marge, so we're gonna basically go the cooldown one for her so she can get her ultimate faster once she reaches level 4. We're gonna do the Blessing Vera, where she does ability power, more damage. And we're gonna do a Scared Protection, which is gonna give her basically a shield, and she's gonna be able to get magic lifesteal for 3 seconds. And then we're gonna do the explosion, so whenever she uses a ability or a skill, it's gonna explode for about and the cooldown is 8 seconds. And then we're gonna be using the Tower Blessing, so whenever she goes under tower to fight people, she's gonna take less damage and resistance. And then right after that, we're gonna go to Gilda. I know some of you guys like playing Gilda, so he's all about poking people. We're gonna do increased damage, more increased damage, magic pierce, and we're gonna go Holy Thunder, where he's gonna be able to explode people from a far range and do a lot of damage. Again, we're gonna go Raging Inferno, so he does ability bonus, and we're gonna do more even damage, which is ability power from Deadly Claw. And then right after that, we're gonna be going over to Crash. So this is the build that I'm using for Crash. He's gonna be able to go under tower, take less damage, and the nature's gift where he's gonna be able to stack up and get a lot of health from that. And then we have the explosion shield where he's gonna be able to stack tech damage for to about 20 times. If he takes 20 hits, he's gonna be able to explode, get more healing, and get like more boosting healing effects and everything. So that's pretty nice on him as well, since he has a lot of shield, and when he ultimates, he's gonna be able to tank a lot of damage. And then we're gonna be using the axe as our secondary, so we do more damage. And then we're gonna be using a low climb, so whenever we kill or assist, we're gonna get a lot of HP back. And right here, we're gonna move on to Zhenya. Zhenya is pretty interesting. We're gonna use a tower one for him, since a lot of times you have to dive under tower and save your teammates. We're gonna do the regrowth for him as well, so he gets a lot of healing, and the shield effects is gonna get bonus stuff. And then we're gonna use the nature's rage for him, so whenever he stuns someone, he's gonna do basically percentage damage, and it's gonna help him to deal out more damage. And then we're gonna go scared beat, so he's gonna get his ultimate faster. And then we're gonna go low climb again, so he does kills and assist and restore HP by 9%. So this is pretty nice as for him as well, since he's not like a finisher type of hero and he's able to chase down people. And I think that's basically it, guys. I don't think there's anything more that I can really talk about and explain for the side lane. Let's just go over Baldam as well, because a lot of you guys play Baldam in the side lane. So we're gonna be using the river buff for him, so he's able to go around and move around faster. The nature's gift, so he gets stacks and he gets a lot of health. And the nature's rage, where he does burning damage whenever she stuns or anything to people. And then we're gonna be using the kill and assist one, which is gonna recover health. And then we're gonna use the axe, so we do extra damage. That's basically it, guys. There is no more warriors or any kind of side laners that I have been using in the Dark Slayer lane. So those are all the ones, guys. If you guys enjoyed this video, and if you guys have any questions or anything, let me know down in the comments down below, and I'm gonna be able to help you guys out. Tomorrow's video is gonna be on the assassins, so make sure to stay tuned for that one. And then we're gonna go down to mages and marksmen. So again, make sure to go vote and tell me what you guys want. Warriors or solo laners was the most voted one, so I made a video on this one first. Thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you guys the next time. Peace out.